Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are cooking ogbono. So let's just see what our ingredients are. We have our meat there. We have ogbono itself. So we are going to start with beef. This is stewing beef. We have cow skin there. We call it pomo. That is ogbono. It comes like that and we blend it. We have stockfish and blackfish. That is tripe and intestine. It's cow tripe and intestine. And we have hake and ice fish. We're also going to need some oil. So we have palm oil or red oil. And we also need some vegetables. So we have there, we have ourselves some spinach as well as onion for taste. So let's just get to it. So just before we finish with our ingredients, we have crayfish, we have seasoning cubes and salt. So we're going to cook our tripe and intestine in a pressure pot because they take longer to cook. So I decided to just steam them in the pressure pot so that it can be faster. So we're going to put that on 10 minutes and that will be half done. So in the meantime, while we are steaming it there, we are also going to be boiling the rest of the meat. So we have our beef there, our stewing beef. We have stockfish and blackfish. We have our bomo. We're going to add it also at the same time. And we will add salt to taste. So I decided to put the chili. I'll blend it together with the bomo. So I'm not putting it yet. And I'm going to put some seasoning cubes at the same time. And I will add onion. Then we will start boiling the meat. So we'll just cook it to be half done. So that we can also give enough time to the ogbono to cook, and so that our meat will not be overcooked. So there we are. Let's start boiling there, and our intestine are cooking on the other side, and let's be blending the ogbono. So guys, if you have a coffee blender, it's perfect to use for this because it brings out the ogbono nice and it's in a powder form. So it blends it so perfect, and it comes nice with my blender. It does blend it nicely, but I'm just not happy with the way it comes out. So what I do is I end up pounding it in the mortar so that it can be completely fine. And our meat has boiled for about 10 minutes. I'm taking it out now so that we can now start frying the ogbono. So the meat is half done, and I'm going to use the red oil now to fry the ogbono. So for the amount of soup that I'm going to cook, I need about a cup of red oil. So that's what I'm heating there, and I will add the ogbono as well. And you will see how it came out. It came out like this because I use a mortar to pound it. So it came out like that. It can be in a powder form when you blended it nicely with a nice blender. And so what I'm going to do is, I don't want it to be chunks like that, so I'm breaking it down, and I will also add some onion there so that it can just enhance the flavor there. So it's less stressful if the blending process was smooth. So there we are. We'll just fry it a little bit for about 3 minutes, and then we add some water. And remember, if you have enough stock in your meat, then you don't need to add a lot of plain water. It's because I didn't have much stock. So there we are. We're adding the meat, and The one that was steaming in the pressure pot is done now. We are also going to add it here so that everything can boil together and absorb all the flavors from our seasoning, absorb everything, and then we will now cover our pot and allow it to get done. So that's basically what we're doing, guys. Remember, this soup is one of the soups that kids like because it's slimy. It just goes down nicely, so it's easy for them to eat it. So if you haven't yet, just introduce it to your kids. You will see they eat it easier than the other types of soup. There it is now. It has cooked nicely. It's almost done. We are now going to add the fish. I decided to bake this fish because when you just put it like that in the soup, it tends to break. By the time you dish up, you can't find it. So because it's all in small pieces, so I bake it. You can either bake it or fry it. So I baked it just to reduce the amount of oil that I'm using. And then when it's nicely baked and a bit harder, then I put it in the soup. And I'm going to add okra also. And remember, this soup, you can cook it just as it is now. You don't really have to add okra, but I decided just to add okra just to show you that you can actually go ahead and add okra. And my okra is indeed fresh, but what I did is I had just cut it and put it in the freezer. I think it was for about 2 days or so because I was afraid that it's gonna be bad when it's in the fridge. So and we add spinach, and when we get to this stage, then we know that our soup is done. We will just cover the pot and wait for it to just boil a little bit. But guys, it's done. The aroma in the kitchen is amazing. It's just making you to be hungry immediately. So it's a nice soup. It's easy to make. It tastes very good. So go ahead and introduce it to your family. Obviously, if you are a Nigerian household, you know this soup. Give the kids, you'll see they will like it. Look at the consistency. That's how I made it to be. If you want it to be more thicker, then that means you will add a little bit of of ogbono there, or okra, because they are both slimy. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it. It's the soup is done. Go ahead and subscribe on my channel. If you are returning, welcome. I'll see you